The complex legacy of Somali leadership, examining critiques of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The political landscape of Somalia remains perpetually fragile, characterized by ongoing efforts to rebuild state institutions after decades of conflict and instability. Within this complex environment, the leadership of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has attracted intense scrutiny, with critics often pointing to accusations of destructive tribalism and a perceived detachment from the realities of governing the capital city, Mogadishu. Understanding these critiques requires an examination of the deeply entrenched clan politics that define Somali governance and the practical challenges inherent in stabilizing a nation attempting to recover from systemic collapse. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, who has served multiple non-consecutive terms, operates within a political system heavily reliant on clan-based power-sharing formulas, notably the 4-5 arrangement. While this structure was initially intended to ensure representation across the major Somali clans, it inherently prioritizes sectional interests over purely national ones. Critics argue that his administration, like many before it, has favored members of his own Hoi clan or allied groups in key appointments, resource allocation, and security contracts. This perceived favoritism fuels accusations of destructive tribalism, where the pursuit of political survival overrides the urgent need for meritocratic governance. For instance, appointments to high-level military or intelligence positions often become flashpoints, interpreted not as strategic decisions but as moves designed to consolidate clan influence, thereby undermining national unity and fostering resentment among excluded communities. This dynamic makes achieving a unified national vision exceedingly difficult, as loyalty often flows vertically to the clan rather than horizontally to the federal government. Furthermore, the specific accusation that the president does not understand the stage of the national capital, Mogadishu, speaks to the disconnect between federal policy and the immediate security and development needs of the urban center. Mogadishu is not merely the seat of government, it is the economic engine and the primary stage for international engagement. Effective governance requires visible, tangible improvements in security, infrastructure, and service delivery within the capital. Critics often cite the persistent issues of sporadic terrorist attacks by al-Shabaab, the ongoing struggle with informal settlements, and the slow pace of reconstruction in key public areas as evidence of a leadership insufficiently engaged with the city's operational pulse. A government that appears disconnected from the daily realities, the traffic congestion, the need for functional electricity, or the immediacy of localized security threats, loses legitimacy rapidly among its most visible constituents. Conversely, supporters argue that criticizing Mohamud solely through the lens of tribalism overlooks the immense constraints placed upon any Somali president. Navigating the intricate balance between the federal government, the federal member states, and external regional actors is a constant political tightrope walk. Any attempt to promote genuine national unity without acknowledging and managing clan dynamics risks immediate political collapse or civil strife. From this perspective, the actions labeled as tribal favoritism are sometimes strategic concessions necessary to maintain the fragile political equilibrium required for the state to function at all. The focus on clan politics, while undesirable, is arguably a symptom of the weak institutional foundation rather than the sole cause of the leadership's perceived failings. Regarding Mogadishu, administrations often face a dual challenge, establishing security against militant groups while simultaneously attempting large-scale urban redevelopment. While visible reconstruction projects might take time to materialize, the administration asserts that significant effort is dedicated to underlying security architecture, often involving sensitive intelligence operations and negotiations with clan elders to maintain local ceasefires. The visible manifestation of presidential understanding might be lacking if security concerns necessitate tightly controlled movements and limited public exposure, creating an unavoidable perception of distance from the populace of the capital. In conclusion, the critiques leveled against President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud regarding destructive tribalism and detachment from Mogadishu's realities reflect the perennial tensions inherent in leading a recovering state. The system of governance compels leaders to engage deeply with clan politics, often leading to accusations of partiality. Simultaneously, the immense task of restoring security and infrastructure in a contested capital like Mogadishu means that visible progress can lag behind administrative action. A comprehensive evaluation of his tenure must weigh the strategic necessities of managing deeply entrenched factional politics against the undeniable need for unified, nationally focused leadership capable of demonstrating clear, tangible progress in the heart of Somalia.